Yo, what's good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Joe Johnson back at it again, bringing y'all some fire content. So, today we're going to be going over a highly requested hip mobility video. Now, we're going to be going through dynamic stretching, as well as some static stretching, as well as stretching with resistance bands and weights, because you're going to come to find when it comes down to getting flexible kicks, getting high kicks, as well as just alleviating knee pains, back pains, etc., a lot of it's going to stem from your hips, and simply stretching is not enough. So, make sure you watch again. We got a lot of sauce we're about to break down. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first movement that we have are going to be the 90-degree rotations. Now with the stretches, you're typically going to see me doing some dynamic movements into it, whether it be a rock, whether it be lifting and pivoting. I like to implement dynamic movements into the stretching to help it go deeper, as well as to help the strengthening of the range of motion. Now again, you're going to 90-degree pivot, and then I'm going to hinge at the hips to get a deeper stretch into the glutes and into the hip, as well as working on lifting up that back foot so that I can strengthen the hip at the same time. Next, we're going to get into butterflies. Now with butterflies right now, I'm just doing some dynamic, flying of the butterflies of the kneecaps. After this, I will use dumbbells and press them down. You can also use your hands, and then we're going to go into forward leg raises. This is going to help with both hamstring mobility as well as hip strength. We're going to do the vertical raise as well as the horizontal swings. Again, this is going to not only be mobilizing the hip, but also strengthening the hip as well as the hamstring. So this is a tricky one. I couldn't do this for a while. I was very tight, and this is going to expose how tight a lot of you are and what you need to work on in terms of hamstring mobility, in terms of hip strength. That we're going to open up and we're going to go into the pancake. Now with all these exercises, stay tuned, because you're going to see me demonstrate how to do these with also resistance bands so that you can get into a deeper stretch, as well as use it for assistance so that you can again get into a deeper stretch. So make sure y'all keep watching. But yeah, we're going to go side to side. We're going to add in some dynamic movements. We're going to go pancake down the middle. We're going to go side to side. We're going to continue to implement some of the earlier stretches in terms of the 90 degrees with now dynamic hip lifts. So now you're going to lift your hips up off the ground. This is a bit more advanced, but again, there's always new levels that you can reach in terms of adding in a deeper stretch, adding in strength, etc. Right now we're opening up the groin, so you see me on the left side with a pivot on the knee, right? So I'm pivoting to open up the hip, and again, it's not enough to just stretch, but also work on ranges of motion, work on pivoting, and working on opening up the hips, opening up the hamstrings, etc. So you see me rocking, you see me twisting my torso, you see me moving my body in a way that's going to deepen the stretch. Then we're going to go straight down the middle, open up the groin, then go into a deep squat, again open up the groin, the elbows to push the legs out, and now we're going to get into it with the bands. So now with the bands, you're going to be able to actually put it over your feet, go through the middle of the band, and now this is going to help you to get a deeper stretch. This is going to help you to get a deeper pancake, and now you can go down the middle, you can go side to side, you can rock, and you can add dynamic movement in with the resistance band, and this is going to add in a deeper stretch. Then you're going to open up and you're going to start doing the hip raises, or the leg raises, which are going to strengthen the hip, but it as well as be an assistance so that you can get higher than you typically would just by yourself if you don't have the hip strength or you don't have the hamstring mobility. So you can do this both to the sides, both to the middle, and continue to work on what we were working on earlier, but now with the band for some assistance, for some deeper stretching, and for some hip opening. Now you're going to see me get into some walking lunges. Now these aren't regular walking lunges. These lunges are designed to open up the front of the hip, and then I set my knee on the ground and do a 90-degree upper body rotation. Now what this is going to do is this is going to add not only a deeper stretch into the front of the hip, but this is also going to open up that front hip. It's also going to work on spinal flexion and that rotation. So with this, again, I'm going into the lunge, I'm stretching out the hip, and then I'm putting my knee on the ground and actually allowing myself to rotate. From there, I will even get into stretching out my hamstring and then playing with it and going back into that groin stretch. So stretching out the hamstring, I pull my hips back, I sit back, I stretch out my hamstring, point my toe up, and allow my hamstring to stretch. I'll do some rocking back and forth, and yeah, play with these movements, see what feels good to you, and just continue to work on it consistently. That's what's most important. After opening up my groin and my hips, I like to go into something I like to call archer squats, where you're going to squat from side to side. This is going to take some ankle mobility and ankle dorsiflexion. This is also going to take obviously having open hips, hamstrings, etc., but I like to go from side to side, also implementing the single leg squats. Now this one's an absolute staple, especially if you want to kick higher, have better kicks. You want to be able to lift your leg up, and not only lift it up, but to be able to hold it. So here you're going to see me start off with just leg lifts to the side, to the back, etc. And then you're going to see me actually get into, going into the kicking motion. So you're going to bring your knee up, and then you're going to, throw out a kick. This is going to be hard at first, but the more that you do this, the easier it get. It will be a little bit painful at first. Make sure you're really warmed up. Make sure you do your hip circles, your fire hydrants, etc. You will see me do that as well, kind of just like, opening up your hips, doing a circle in the front, opening up your hips, doing a circle in the back, and then working on the kick. So bringing your knee up and then, kicking it out. The more control you can do this, the better. But again, take your time with it. Don't injure your hips. Don't injure yourself. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Another banger that you absolutely must do is put your foot on something high. Again, you're going to stretch out your hamstrings. You're going to stretch out your hips. You can use a box. I'm using a treadmill. But after your leg is up, you're going to actually work on rotating, right? You can work on rotating. You can work on actually hinging your hips and stretching out the hamstrings. But the reason why you rotate is because this is also going to work on your kick. So again, you have your foot up on something, and then you're going to work on popping that knee from straight up to the left, or straight up to the right, depending on which leg you're on. This is going to help with that range of motion and even the kicking motion. Now you see me getting into the hip circles to the front and to the back. To be honest, you should do this before you do the kicks. My order is a little bit fucked up, but yeah, definitely make sure that you do these before you do the kicks. And then you see me doing the crisscross and opening up the back of my hips, the side of my hips. Put your foot on your knee and then fold. Now I'm getting into resistance strength training of the hips, and again, I'm going to be abducting. So I'm bringing my foot out and I'm bringing my hips out, opening up, getting my hips stronger outward, and then we can go inward. So again, I'm using the resistance band. I'm putting it on my foot, and you're going to work on both motions. So you're going to want to go each foot, bringing it out, and then each foot, bring it in. You want to strengthen both sides of the hips always. You don't want imbalances. And yeah, the more that you can control it, the better. Again, make sure you're warmed up. Do not injure yourself. Start off light with the light band and work up. Make sure you're warmed up super good. And yeah, so next, again, we're going sitting leg raises, one leg at a time, and then you can do both legs at a time as well. And then yeah, just have fun with it, y'all. Again, consistency is key. Go through this motion. If you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, that about does it.